Welcome back to another Effective Living Monday Night Conversation. I'm Coach Ricardo Miller, and oh, do we have a talk for you tonight. It is going down. Now, I have joining me my co-host, Coach Deborah D. Smith. Coach Smith, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Now, you got to tell me, how is that Florida weather? How is everything there in Florida?
It's flipping back and forth. It's like the, I guess, the hurricane weather already. Tropical. Yesterday was nice and hot and sunshiny. Today it is just raining. So it goes back and forth, but I'm used to it.
Nice. So let me ask you this: Are you a born and raised Floridian, or what? Are you from another state?
No, I'm born here in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been here my entire life except for 9 months back in 1971. I lived in Detroit. Hated it.
Oh man, Detroit, cold Detroit.
Yes, and I was there in the middle of the winter.
Oh, I get this. I got you. Now, let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Every Monday night we have some of the best talks because it is based around our blog. Now, if you haven't gone to ricardomiller.com and been reading our Monday blogs, you could be missing out. It's almost like a chapter in a book, and it's free. Okay, so go ahead and check that out. But before we dive into today's talk, I want to congratulate Coach Deborah D. Smith once again, because lately she achieved something significant, and we celebrated it on your platform the other day along with this platform. Talk to us about that. What's been going on with you? What did you just achieve? Tell our viewing audience.
Well, it was all hush. No one knew I was even doing this except my two of my daughter-in-laws and my husband. But for the last 16 months, I had been working on my master's degree.
Nice.
And I accomplished that in December.
Yes.
But it was my master's degree in human services, counseling, life coaching.
Wow.
So it was a tremendous, I believe in learning and developing yourself. So I learned a lot. It was worth the time, effort, and money.
Nice. Congratulations on that. We're excited. We're celebrating with you continuously and watching what God is taking you through in making and allowing you to become the person you are becoming, even in this season. You know, the whole term of becoming is a strong term. And that's what life coaching is about. It's about helping people to embrace the idea of becoming. And there are so many people who have settled and have chosen not to keep on trying. I mean, what keeps you trying? What keeps you going at it?
Because I just love to see people reach their goals. But I like to, if I have something that I want to work towards, I've learned that you need to do things for yourself. And if you're doing it for yourself, you have more of a passion for doing it. And so I just want to learn as much as I can. And age to me is not a factor because I didn't begin even working on my higher education until I was almost had been on my previous job for like 38 years before I
Wow.
ever went into higher education.
Wow.
So, but I continue to learn. I do Toastmasters,
Yeah.
Anything that I see that, hey, that would be good. That's going to help me to help someone. I'm into it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's dive into today's talk. Now, here on Effective Living, ladies and gentlemen, we believe that living life effectively is a life that is constructed. Coach Deborah, she is the president and founder of Build Your Best Life. Okay, so the concept is the life is constructed. Okay, your life doesn't come together by chance. You have to be very intentional about constructing the life you want. And Coach Deborah, you talk a lot about choices, right? You talk a lot about choices. Let's talk about this one. Our topic today is stop looking for permission to be who you are. That's a choice. The choice, accepting the reality that I need to become someone, but I need to become that person first and foremost for me and not necessarily for the thumbs up of others. What's your view there?
I totally agree that you should make choices based on what you want to do and not worry about others. Because what I have found is no matter what you do or what you don't do, people are going to have something positive, and a lot negative to say. So, so if you base it on what other people think, you can't satisfy everybody. So why not satisfy you? Because that's what success is all about. Completing something for yourself that you have a dream, a purpose to do. So you're working towards that. So don't worry about other people, go after what is in your heart because the naysayers are going to come and it doesn't matter.
Well, the naysayers. I like what you said. The naysayers are going to come.
Right.
Right. The more you find yourself, the more someone is going to have an opinion about what you think you found.
Right. Yes.
Let's go into our blog. I looked at our blog today and we're talking about this whole concept of telling someone to stop doing something that we know society at large do a lot of. And there are a lot of people who have not figured out how to take ownership of their lives to a point where they don't realize you don't need permission to be successful. You don't need permission to grow. You don't need permission to maximize your potential. But there are a lot of people, they say, well, I know I don't need permission, but you're not living like it.
Right.
Indirectly, we're still hoping and wishing and believing that whatever we do, that it is appreciated by others, not so much appreciated by ourselves first. That we have not captured, I really don't need permission. What I need to do is I need self-acceptance. I need to accept this for myself.
Right. Well, if people don't have the book, first of all, they need to get the book, Effective Living. But I love on page 10 when you talk about success. Success means different things to different people. But true success has only one definition: accomplishing an aim or purpose. It is establishing and maintaining the balance of faith, fitness, family, finance, and fun. But get this, all with unlimited peace and satisfaction. So what is satisfaction? That's satisfying yourself. You can't satisfy others. So with unlimited peace and satisfaction. So, that's what people really need to look at. Why am I doing this? For my satisfaction.
How do I feel? How do I feel about this?
Yeah. What does it make me feel like, because when I say, I don't care what topic or subject it is, people are always going to have something to say. I can remember, I'll say 3 years ago, I love to eat and good food, so, you eat, you gain a little weight and then you go up one dress size. Okay. That's okay. But, I went up, from an 8 up, And my husband always goes with me when I try on clothes. So I had got to a size 16, but I went and that size 16 was like screaming. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. And then my mother-in-law, I love her to death, and she just tells it like it is. She say, baby, you getting fat. So I made a decision, hey, I don't want to be fat. I know how I feel. And then I began to see pictures of myself. So I made a decision, I know I can do this, and I don't want to be overweight because that's not good for my mental health nor my physical health. So I found a program that I liked, and I began to lose the weight. So I got down, and it was so funny. People began to say, well, why are you losing weight? You too small. Stop losing weight. I don't know why you want to lose weight. You was fine the way you were. I'm like, really? So you wanted me to be miserable and fat and, can't breathe or whatever. So like I say, I was satisfied. I feel better. I think I look better. My clothes fit better. So why does it matter to you?
Yeah. But it's amazing. You figured it out, right? You figured it out that there's going to be two different sets of opinions. Some people are going to want this version of you. Some people are going to want this version of you. Some people, you switch the version and it's like they're all over the place. They're all over the place. And there are some people, Coach Deborah, that lives with the reading of the signals of society, not from the general passion of one's heart. The Bible says that God will give us the desires of our heart. Right. There are some people who have never been in pursuit of the desires of their heart. What they have been in pursuit of is the popular opinion of the masses.
Right.
So this is what I want. It's not really my desire. It's just what I want because that's what everybody else is doing, or that's what I think is success, or that's what I think is good, but it's not really the desires of mine. Because really, I think everybody's desire ultimately is to have peace, to have joy, to have a great level of contentment and a level of appreciation for their days, weeks, months, and years. But some people have never even been taught how to appreciate a day, how to have content. What is contentment? You ever met the person, they bought the new home and it's like, oh my goodness, I like this home, but I wish. Now hold on. Initially, this was the dream home, and you thought it was perfect. Initially, at one point, it was stated, this is the perfect house for me and my family. Then you see them move, or I just hate this house. I don't know why they put the garage here. I just hate, they should have done this. And they start nitpicking because the question needs to be asked, did you pursue that for you? Or did you pursue that for what you perceive others will view it as? Right. Because now that you've got it, you should have a level of contentment for having received what you were in pursuit of. But some people are seeking constant permission for a thumbs up that says, I'm doing okay. And as soon as it gets quiet, this is where the big kicker is. As soon as it gets quiet in that of no one's cheering you on, there are a lot of people who find themselves depressed. There are a lot of people who find themselves frustrated because they've been living for trophies. They've been living for the chair of men. And it's I need permission to keep living to the compliments and the encouragement and the opinion of others, not realizing it's a very shallow place to be, an ultimately frustrating place. What do you think?
Very frustrating because, if you're not doing it for yourself, if you're doing it for other people, then you are going to remain frustrated all the time because different people have different perceptions, different expectations. And so it's only one you, but there are millions of other people. So you cannot satisfy all of them. So why even try? Like you gave the example of the dream home. Okay, if that was your dream home, then you and your spouse should have sat down and labeled everything that you wanted in this dream home. So if that is what you had built, why then is it not perfect? Because you went to someone else's house and you saw this. Oh, well, I wish I had done that. But if it's your dream, I had this dream of this house, then you should be fine.
Yes. And here's the deal. How about this? How about this? It's the person who bought the dress, who liked the dress. You bought the dress. You wore the dress. You go out and you show up in the dress, and you have to, oh, I would never wear that. You go home, you're frustrated, I never want to put it back on again. Hold on. What's that about?
It's because you want to satisfy other people, you know. It's just like you so you went and you probably got a lot of compliments, but then this person, you have one person that's always going to find fault.
Yeah.
And that's that person that I don't know why, but you listen to. So, you know, well, you know, that would have been a nice dress if you were heavier up top or something, but I don't know why you selected that one. But I mean, it's a pretty dress and all, but you know, you look nice, but you know, that butt. And then you're like the rest of the night, you're, you know, fidgeting because, you know, then you go home and like, why did I ever buy that? I don't know. You know why you bought it? Because you liked it, you tried it on, and you liked the way it fit.
Yeah. So here's what I told one guy. Told me one time, hey man, I would never buy that. And I thought, you didn't, I did. Hello.
Right.
Hey, you didn't, I did. And yeah, I like what I got. And here's the deal. And I'm okay with people's opinion, because people should have the right to have their opinion. But I think it's important for you to have the ability to let them have their opinion without that interrupting you inside.
Right.
I think people are going to have their opinion. Some people are going to say, you know what? Oh, I would never live in Texas. I would never buy that kind of car. I would never eat at that type of restaurant. I would never marry that type of person. I would never watch that type of show. I know everybody has their opinion. And we all have a right to have our opinion. But I think it's a bad place, Coach Deborah, when you feel some kind of way as to less. When you feel less, you feel bad, you feel broken, you feel disturbed, you feel like, you know what, she messed my whole party vibe up. I'm at the party, I liked my dress, I showed up in the dress, I liked it in the locker room, I liked it when I wore it in my room, when I got dressed, I liked it when I jumped in the car, I took a selfie, I looked at myself, I liked what I looked, I showed up at the event, I'm sitting at the table, and one of my people at the table who can't keep their mouth to themselves has chosen to give their opinion on the dress. And now you're saying to yourself, because self-talk, let's talk about that a little bit. That self-talk, you sound, oh, shoes, like you mentioned it. I shouldn't have worn this dress. Oh my goodness, I really should have gone by the other place. You know, oh, I should have worn what she wore. Everybody's complimenting her. Oh my goodness, you know, oh my goodness, I always mess. Why? Why are you doing that to yourself?
Right. I mean, and it just makes you feel that much worse. I know that it's a certain place that I would always hate to go, which, you know, it was look for me to be there, but this particular place I would just always hate to go, because I knew from the moment that I stepped in the door, it was going to be this from the top of my head to the tip of my toes. And it's okay if you want to keep it to yourself and, you know, talk about me at home, but you'll say it to me. Well, why you have that on? Well, why did you do this? Or why did you do that? Until one day I just had to make up my mind. You know what? They're going to talk about me if I come in here and I got on $1,000 blouse. They're going to talk about it me if I got on a Walmart pair of pants. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. If I'm more conservative, then that's just me. And they can say whatever they want to say. I'm clean, I'm pressed, and I have on what I want to have on.
I'm wearing what I want to wear. Let's talk about this. Let's go to the blog. I said, you have learned how to show up for yourself. Watch this. This is ultimate success, okay? You have learned how to show up for yourself and be unapologetic. This is what you just said. Unapologetic about who you're becoming, right? Who you're becoming. You are not too much, and you should not be afraid to take up space in the world. Because some people, you ever met those people who say she's a little much? He's a little much for me. You know, she's a little much. Okay, well, you're not too much, and at some point you got to tell yourself, I'm not too much. I mean, you know, someone said to me a few years ago, how much is enough? And I thought, what in the world? What you mean? How much is not? And then it was because of the little that I required. This is about this. This could have been about 8 years ago. Okay, and they said, how much is enough? And I'm thinking, man, I'm 46 years old now, and this is like 8 years ago, so I was about 38. And you're gonna ask me how much is enough? As far as I'm concerned, LeBron make more money than me. Barack Obama is already president. I mean, come on, man, all these different amazing things that can happen in the world, and that's why association has to be looked at. You have to be careful who you're hanging with, because at some point you may just need to show up in environments that is conducive to your growth, who can appreciate you being a light in a space. Because some people are concerned about your glow and your way of showing up to the point where it reveals their inadequacies and whatever it is that they're struggling with. And so I found that when that person said that to me, how much is enough? I thought, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. And watch this. I started to crank it up a little bit. And then I had one brother call me up. He said, well, Mello, I just want you to know life is not about things. And I just want you to know, I see you wearing this kind of stuff. And you know what? Don't let that get to your head. What?
What?
Where are you coming from? Who are you? And are you living where you belong? Because what I'm of the belief is that there's a place where we belong. Okay, there's a place where purpose comes alive, and we are in the perfect will of God. And here's the deal: the perfect will of God is not necessarily the most like place of everyone, because there is no like place of everyone. No one, watch this, everyone doesn't like everywhere. You hear that just now? Someone is going to say why they don't like Vegas. Someone's going to say why they don't like Florida. Someone's going to say why they don't like Europe. Someone's going to say why they don't like cruises. Someone's going to say why they don't like road trips, why they don't like planes. Someone's going to say why they don't like malls, why they don't like Chinese food. Someone's going to say why they don't like social media. Somebody's going to say why they don't like wearing suits. Somebody's going to say why they don't like dressing up formal. Somebody's going to say why they don't like, watch this, they got the natural style now. People going natural with their hair. And then some people are, why I don't want, there's all of these. And if you choose to live for a while anticipating an approval mark, oh my goodness. You work with young men all the time, and a lot of young people in general struggle with this whole concept of approvals. Yes. External approval. Talk to us a little bit about your view on that external approval rather than that internal approval.
I mean, it's just everywhere and especially with social media. But I remember when I was working, and it was a young man, and when he came into the department, he was like a teenager because he was in this work program. But, you would expect, he's a teenager. Well, I guess a lot of them expect it. He's a teenager, so he's not going to know how to dress. He's just going to come in here looking any kind of way. And then he had my complexion, so of course he doesn't know how to dress. But while everybody else was wearing jeans and sneakers, he would put on a dress shirt. Sometimes he would wear a tie, but he was dressing for where he wanted to go. But they actually made fun of him, but he didn't let it bother him. He just dressed the way he wanted to dress. But it was he and not the others that began to move up. Yeah. But you just can't satisfy people, so you have to do what you want. And that listening at the outside, believe that is one of the reasons why we have so much low self-esteem, so much depression and mental health issues going on, because especially with the social media, everybody is listening to everybody. People like to get on social media and throw shade. Worry about yourself, because that man that said that to you, when is enough? What are you doing? Now, what did he want to say? Oh, bro, you've been doing that for 8 years. You still wearing that old stuff? When you gonna move up? You can't satisfy people. They want to just they're not satisfied with their lives. If everybody would stay in their lane and take care of doing what they want to do to make their lives successful, they wouldn't have time for all this other stuff.
Yeah. You know, I went to someone's home a few years ago, a good friend of mine, and he's doing really well, very successful guy. And I remember driving into the driveway and when I came out of the car, I said, man, nice. God's been good to you. He said, man, this is how you're supposed to be living too, Miller. And you gotta take it up a notch, right? You gotta take it up a notch. I was like, hey, I like what you got, man. I mean, this is nice, but I don't have to come up to what you're living like to feel like life is okay for me. I love the home. I would take the home in a heartbeat. But I had, at that point, I had already discovered a level of self-contentment that even though he said that and I could aspire to want a home like that, I did not let it disturb my spirit. I did not drive back into my neighborhood saying, I don't have enough square footage. I didn't drive back in my neighborhood saying, oh man, I need another 2-car garage in order for me to really level up. You know, if that's on my list to get, I'm going to get what I'm in pursuit of. But I'm really concerned about the people who, when someone says something like that, they go into the dinner time and their head is overtaken by the remarks. You know, there are people who they're you know, oh man, you should be dressing like this, or you should be wearing this, or you should be looking like this. I had one time, a friend of mine's in the Bahamas. We were in this high-end watch store, and he was about to buy himself, I think at the time he was about to buy himself a Rolex. And I said, man, that's gonna be a nice watch. I said, what are you gonna do with this watch? You know? And he said, you want it? I said, man, okay. And they adjusted it for my arm, and it fit. I didn't know the watch valued like $3,000. The watch he gave me. And I was at a meeting like a few months later wearing the watch. And somebody said, yeah, that's what those children evangelists, taking them children's money and buying watches and stuff. You got to watch those children's pastors who all they in it for is the money. You see them, and after a while, you see their watches change, and they got these shoes and these, and just for a moment, it started to mess with me. And I wanted to go ahead and say, you know, that watch was given to me, but I had to get to the place where I had to learn me enough to know I don't have to justify, clarify, or make plain to anybody on how and what I'm about moving forward. People are going to have their opinion. What I would like to get going forward is those who are watching this platform and those who are desiring to take control of their life is to, one, not seek permission from anybody to be successful, but then also get out of people's business. Okay. You know, however someone is choosing, if someone chooses not to upgrade, but you think they got the money to upgrade, it's none of your business. If someone chooses to buy an island and you would never own an island, you don't ever want an island, even though you can buy 5, but they choose to buy 1, leave them alone. Success, as you just mentioned, written in my book, it's defined differently to a lot of different people. Some people don't want multiple homes. Some people don't want to have a small business. Some people don't want to have any business. Some people just prefer to do this. Some people prefer to do that. But the question is, where are you? How are you doing? Coach Deborah, years ago, I had some people come to my home. It's maybe 10, 15 years ago. And I was such a people pleaser. I can remember disturbing my desk and throwing some things out. I put clean dishes in the sink to make it look like dirty dishes. Because here's the deal. Because I was being told at the time, this was the sneer that was coming across. He is particular, and he's a little neat freak, and he's, you know, and one person came in my home, this is about 15 years ago. I don't know where to sit around here. It don't look like, you know, this don't even look like a home to live in. Like anybody lives here. And it was negatively being expressed, right? And so I can remember the next time they came around, I tried to disturb the place a little bit, just shake up, just wet in the rubber, mess up the bed a little bit. I'm telling you, this is 15 years ago. I'm talking about put dishes in the sink. Just, hey, listen, it was horrible, okay? And y'all can laugh at me all you want while you watch it. I got some salt out of the salt shaker and put it on the counter, okay? Just like, you know, I just wanted to, I took the shoes out of the closet and just throw a couple in the floor in the bedroom because I just wanted the place to look a little disrupted because I was hanging around people who were saying I was too much.
And they weren't enough.
Oh my goodness, the things we do. And now here's the deal. That's me making it plain and being real with you. And people that I can't believe he did that. You'd be amazed at the things people do. You'd be amazed. Christmas time, people buying stuff. They don't even like the people who are coming over. And then they're gonna buy stuff to try to please the people who coming over. What's up with that? You right? You know, and it's just there's so much of people not doing the work to discover who they are. So when I talk about creating a life you don't need a vacation from, this is a life of contentment, a life of you're making progress, but where you are, you're okay.
Right.
And when you meet people who are not okay with you, you're okay still.
That's right.
And when you find that you have a way that doesn't meet everybody else's way, you understand that we live in a world with almost 8 billion people on the planet. The world would be a very boring way if all of the ways was my way.
That's right.
So I like the fact that, you know what, there are 200 different types of fried chicken restaurants in the state of Texas, at least 200. If you don't like Popeyes, you can go to KFC. If you don't like KFC, you can go to Williams Chicken. If you don't like Williams Chicken, you can go to Lisa's Chicken. There's all kinds of and it's still chicken.
Yeah. Have it your way.
Have it your way. Now, here's the deal, Miss Deborah. Some people will go as far to argue that their particular chicken spot is the best spot and I will never eat from that spot. And I only like this spot. And I'm talking about high blood pressure, kind of frustrated. You know? I mean, how bad can it be when a person brings themselves to a place where they are not okay enough to know that you have an opinion and what you prefer is simply that, what you prefer. Can we not get along with knowing that you have a preference and I have a preference and both of us should be able to go into 2 different drive-thrus and be okay?
And be okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about the blog points again. Let's dive into this. All right. I wrote down this. I said you don't need anybody's permission to be successful. You don't need anybody's permission to grow. You don't need anybody's permission to maximize your potential. When you look at the blog, what point stood out to you the most? I wrote this in the blog as well. Sometimes we are afraid of rejection or afraid and allow that to make us depend on others more than we should. There are a lot of people like that. What stood out to you the most when it came to this week's blog?
Well, I love when you said the next time you find yourself experiencing imposter syndrome. And that's what you had when you put salt on the counter. Remember that you are exactly who you think you are. Live for the things that speak to you. You don't have to dim your light to make anybody else comfortable. You don't have to dim your light to make anybody else comfortable. And I always refer to that as don't dumb me down. Don't dumb me down. Because have you noticed, and I noticed this with one of my sons, and I was like, what is your problem? But have you ever noticed that some people, they'll talk one way when they're with this group of people, and if they're with someone else, they talk a different way. So I noticed that when we were out or whatever, he just spoke perfect English, everything. And he get home and ain't, and I was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Well, I'm just talking like we talk at home. But why? That's not the way you talk. If you talk the way you talk with your friends, and when you're out, that is the way you speak.
Yes.
Don't dummy yourself down at home because we talk country or whatever or ghetto or whatever you want to say. Don't dummy yourself down. Be you.
Be you. Yeah. And hold that standard, which I have had to learn since that moment, because I remember having that moment where I was convicted. And I said, you know what? As a matter of fact, anybody who would try to make me feel uncomfortable with what I am about and that I'm in pursuit of, I'm going to start distancing myself from. So I stopped inviting them over. I stopped inviting them over. And then what's it? I stopped going over by people who would make comparison on it. Well, you know, my place ain't as clean as yours, Miller. Come on inside. You know, I don't keep my spot like yours. And you know, I ain't got it like you got it. Why are you saying that? What's that about? You know, you could be okay if that's how you choose to show up. Is that how you choose to do business? If that's how you want to do it. And so I choose to, moving forward, I said, you know what? I want to be around celebrators, not haters. I want to be around people who are secure, people who are very comfortable, people who are okay with my success, and I'm okay with their success. I think that there's room enough for all of us at the top. I have no need and no concern in having a bad feeling about someone else's hustle, someone else's achievement, someone else's success. Lately, I've been finding out that, you know, I know a lot of people, and I've had some friends who lately have just been acquiring some massive level of accomplishments. And I'm like, man, listen, let's throw a party, right? And I'm like, listen, man, I'm going to celebrate you, man, because here's the deal. Association matters, okay? I don't want the people around me not to thrive, because the truth is I am going to be a reflection of who I associate myself with. Right? So I want everybody around me, everyone who I'm connected to, I want them to go up as high as possible and be all that they can be. But more than that, I'm choosing to, one, wherever I am, I'm okay with it. And I'm constantly in pursuit of becoming what I need to be, not in comparison of others. And I'm appreciative that others can celebrate, appreciate, and value what I'm achieving. But it's not about them, it's about me. And that's what I like about you, Coach Deborah. You're like, hey, I'm on this move. I'm on this journey, and I'm laying the bricks. I'm laying the blocks. I'm constructing what I believe my life should be about. Now, you had those moments in your life where you could you reflect back on a moment where, you know, maybe an imposter syndrome early on, or you find yourself looking for more thumbs up. But when was that moment where you start to realize, you know what? Was it the weight deal when you have to be like, you know what? It's going to be about how I want to look. It's going to be about how I want to grow. It's going to be about what I want to be about.
Yes, I think it was with the weight thing because, like I said, it was a program that I went through, but of course it was teaching me to make it a lifestyle, not just be dependent on that program. So I've been out of the program at least for 2 years, but you know, I weigh every day. I watch what I eat, you know, I watch those portions and things like that. But, you know, to have people say, now say, you know, when I was overweight, I'm sure people were talking about me. God, she didn't put on weight. Because you know how people do. You hear them.
Right.
Man, what is she eating? She looks like, her face looks like a balloon. I look at some of those pictures and I was like, oh my goodness, no wonder my mother told me, girl, you get fat. But, you know, then I lose weight and then people find fault with that. Why? Because, you know, it's not like I'm thinking, oh, I lost weight, da, 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 da. But if people ask me, I'm saying, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. Did you know? Because I just learned so much. Like sugar. I never knew that sugar is addicting, because I always wondered why, you know, if I make some sweet tea and I give you some and you like, it's not sweet enough, but somebody else might say, oh, it's too sweet, because it's addicting. So the more sugar you eat, take in, the more sweet, you know, more sugar you can grasp. It's just like a drug. So, you know, I always believe in helping others. And so I was like, you know what? I cannot allow people to make me feel bad about anything, about how I wear my hair, about my weight, how I dress. You know, this is how my mom taught me. This is what Mary Kay taught me. This is what my 6th grade teacher taught me, you know, so it's me. You know, I would not dare go out of the house with my hair in rollers and a scarf, and those bonnets drive me nuts when I see them. I just want to grab it and snatch it off the person's head. But that's them, you know, but, you know, I would never do that. You know, if someone feels comfortable not making up their bed, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's them.
Yeah.
That makes them comfortable. But I wouldn't go to the corner store and back without making my bed up. That's one of the first things I do. It's just a habit. That's just me. So, you know, I just gotten to where I got to be Deborah. God has a purpose for me. He's given me certain skills. I got to use those skills. So the ones he gave me, I'm going to use them. I'm going to be me. Wherever I can improve, I'm going to try to improve. You know, I go to Toastmasters. I love it. And I'm always, you know, I think I need to take that. Deborah, slow down. So now sometimes I overwhelm myself, but you know.
Yeah. I love it. You know, I love what you said just now before we take a quick break. I like what you said. Make it a lifestyle. Make it a lifestyle, and your journey has become a lifestyle rather than a program. You know, what you did was when you started looking at what you was eating and the different things. That's what I believe effective living is. It's a lifestyle. It's not, hey, a couple hacks. If you could figure out these 3 hacks, you know, somebody said, well, I'm trying to figure out how to make 6 figures. Well, if you figure out also how to make money and manage money well, it's better than just learning how to make 6 figures. Because you can make the 6 figures and then still find yourself so much in debt and frustrated because you're making more, but you're spending more, and your frustration is continuing to increase because you're trying to find a hack. You're just trying to find a quick fix. Hey, if I can make this amount, I will be okay. No, but what if you were to go for the bigger picture and now make achieving or acquiring wealth or success a lifestyle, the whole thing? And that's why I like push the whole concept of nothing missing, lacking, or broken. I want it all. And so with the Effective Living platform, my concept every week is, okay, how can I chip away the negative, the things that are unnecessary? And I tell my clients when I meet somebody who's a little concerned, I say, remember this with all instructors, I don't care who they are, and that is eat the watermelon, spit out the seed. Eat the watermelon, spit out the seed. Everything is not for you. Okay, you know, if you're from the Bahamas, eat the fish and spit on the bone. Okay, eat the fish and spit on the bone. And so when you're talking about progressing, you got to realize you want all that could be for you, but then you also got to remember you got to have the skill to identify what's not for you. Okay, and so this is lifestyle. It's all about lifestyle. The lifestyle to know that I don't need permission to have what I desire. The lifestyle to work towards that. Hey, check out this commercial. We want to check this out. This is something you might want to be a part of if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area this weekend. We'll be right back after this. Yep, it's happening this weekend. It's our annual 5K run walk. And if you're anywhere in the Dallas area, we would love for you to join us. Go to the website and register. You got one of these shirts, man. You got to represent. I'm creating a life I don't need to take a vacation from. And if you have not gotten my book, you'll be able to purchase my book out there. I'll sign the book for you. But we want to do this together as a community. We found that the journey is better with friends. And I've been teaching that if you find yourself to the top by yourself, it's because you didn't take anybody with you. Okay. And so some people, you know, it's lonely at the top, only for those who went by themselves. Okay. Decide to not do this by yourself. Now, today we're talking about how to stop living your life based on the approval of everyone else. And in my blog, I talk about, I said, there are some things you can do. And I want Coach Deborah and I to talk about them, and I'm going to highlight the first 2 or 3, and then you can talk about the other ones, Coach Deborah. But I want to highlight this: do your own thing. You know, I was talking to one of my friends earlier today, and we talk about do your thing, and you need to learn what is your thing. You know, there's so much in the world, and you may like hair, you may like cooking, you may like writing, you may like speaking, you may like yard work, you may like automated. You may, I mean, you may like interior decorating, you may like fashion. What is it? But learn to do your own thing. You know, when life ends, the question is going to be asked, how did you live? And it's going to be sad to know that you never lived the life you could have lived because you were too busy waiting for everybody else to give you the approval to become the person. Oh my goodness. When I discovered that I did no longer need the thumbs up of anybody but the peace of God and the okay of the Holy Spirit to say, this is you. Oh my goodness, everything about my life changed because, you know, we live in a society where some people, you give them permission to influence you, but their influence want to come across like control. You know, you give them permission to influence you, but their influence come across as control, and you gotta almost watch it. You know, I told my son, I said, you're in me at this season in your life, I had to move away from telling you to advising you. And when I was telling you, that was the season when you had to do it. Then I had to move into advising you. And now, hey, this is what I would do. You know, do you want my advice? And I'm more in advisor stage. Moving forward, it's going to be even more on advisor stage. Now, here's the deal. Do I appreciate when he listens, when I advise? Of course. All parents would. But the truth is, you got to know when to shift. And it's dangerous to have people in your life who are influential in your life who don't know how to respect the different dynamics where, one, you're telling, and two, you're advising. And here's the deal. There is a point in a person's life you got to realize there is no more telling. Okay? There's no more telling. I'm telling you, I was 40 years old when I had to realize I don't know who you think you're talking to. You know, I don't know who you think you're talking. And what a liberating day to be able to know I'm gonna do me. Okay, and I'm not saying dismiss wisdom. I'm saying be very open for advice. There's safety in the multitude of counselors. But I'm telling you, there are some people. I had to cut one dude off lately. When he talks in tell mode. He's telling. He's not advising. And I say, man, you're uncomfortable to listen to. And it's not that he's not saying a lot of things that's making sense, but he is so dogmatic about his instruction that it's control. It's literally control, and you have to be careful of that. And so, when I say "do you," a lot of people are afraid to say that to anybody because they feel as though, "Oh Lord Jesus, did he just say do you?" And because see, a lot of people aren't taught to be that free to do them. And then the next thing is stop looking for validation. Stop looking. You have to learn how to encourage yourself. Let me tell you something. I believe encouragement is miracle growth to the soul. I believe encouragement is good. I believe everybody needs encouragement. I think everybody would want encouragement. But I believe self-encouragement is a superpower. When you can encourage yourself, oh my goodness. Yeah. Now the haters can't stop you. The families who don't support you, they can't stop you. The kinfolks, the neighbors. My God, when you can encourage yourself and still keep going, oh Lord, that's a superpower. When you can encourage yourself. The next one is, and I'm gonna do how. The next one is give yourself permission to live a big life. Ooh. You know, I've met people who say, oh no, I wouldn't buy that because, what would my family think for me to go ahead and pay $60 for a steak? That's a meal for a week. Lord Jesus, come on, when you die, you're going to leave that money. You better enjoy. If you want a piece of steak, go get yourself a piece of steak. You don't have to spend $60 on a steak every week or every day, but Come on, don't be afraid that you want nice. You can get a nicer mattress, you can get a nicer pillow, you can get a nicer home, you can get a nicer car, you can get a nicer. Oh, nicer is available, and if you can get nice, don't be afraid of nice. But Coach Deborah, some people are afraid of what we call nice, bigger, or better. They just because they've been conditioned to play small and to live at a very low level, not because they have to. I'm talking to the person who is subjecting themselves to less than who they are. You could have better, but you haven't taught yourself how to embrace better. And then the last one I'll say is step into who you are meant to be. It is possible for you to have been conditioned. It's possible for you to have been conditioned to be a certain way that's less than who you really are meant to be. So that means now you have to unlearn what you should have never learned, and you now got to be breaking into. And that's where I found myself at 46 years old. I'm still now learning how to become who I should have been a long time ago, but I didn't get it. And it's not too late, because when I show up today, I represent another chance. Every day represents another chance to learn, grow, and become better.
Yes.
That's mine.
That's
I'm going to let
good.
you finish them all.
All right, let's go here. Stop playing small. Stop playing small. Like you said, some people, they have the money, but they don't want to spend it. My son, one of my sons' birthday is in January. He said, I always know where he wants to go, but where do you want to go for your birthday? Ruth Chris. Okay, no problem. So this year he ordered the, the cowboy steak, that big thing. Hey, it was his birthday. That was fine. He didn't have to say, well, let me see, my mom's buying it. So no, that's what you want for your birthday, you get it,
Yes.
Because
Nice.
God has made this available to us. So you do what you want to do, but you don't you ever been around somebody and you say, hey, let's go to Ruth Chris. Well, that it's kind of expensive. They make 7 figures, not 6, 7. Maybe we can go somewhere like I don't know, we can get something and take it back to the house. We can talk. It's gonna be so noisy. No, it's not. You just don't want to spend the money. Why? You have it, But sometimes it's that outside, the external force. You think people are gonna look at you a certain type way, so you're just gonna pretend. Well, no, I don't think I want to spend that or whatever. You had a computer for 20 years. You keep going, trying to get somebody to botch it. Go and buy you a up-to-date computer. Those updates and new apps, they're not even going to work on that. Stop being small. I'm not saying, just spend everything you have, but use what you have. Be a good steward. As long as you're being a good steward, it's okay. So stop thinking small and doing small. Be yourself. You got to be happy. You worked hard. You can, get what you want to get.
Yeah.
You work hard, then you can play hard. You do whatever you want to do. Like I had somebody say, hey, because I like the Hyundais. So I have a Genesis now, and it's a 16. And so somebody said, why you haven't got the 90? I love that thing. During COVID, the president did this webinar with all the features. I was like, oh my goodness. Yes, I can get one, but guess what? The 16 has very low mileage. My husband keeps it looking brand new. I'm going to keep rolling it for a little while. Guess what? I'm building up a nest egg over here.
Yeah, come on, right?
Not because I can't afford it.
Right.
But I got some other things I want to do. So once I get that nest egg up, then I get what I want to get.
I love it.
And I don't care what nobody says.
Come on, straight up.
All right. So remember, you don't have to think small. Do you? No. Whatever size that is.
Yes.
Just like you can go to Burger King, you can get a single, a double, or a triple. So
come
do
on,
you?
straight up. Yeah.
Do you? You're meant for greater things. How awesome is that? God has given you abundance. he gives us everything we need and some of those things we want, but he's given us gifts, he's given us talents, and we can do and live out greater. So whatever it is that you want to go after, you want to live in that penthouse with all those windows, go for it. You ain't carrying behind.
Floor to ceiling windows.
Yes. Go after it. You can do it. That is why it is important to live out your purpose, your passion, work hard while you can, so that you can enjoy whatever it is that you want. You don't have to be shy or feel like you got to worry about what somebody else is doing. You have permission to do you. So then you have permission to be greater. Whatever greater is to you, whatever it is that you want, then you can do it. I know when we got ready to buy our house, we sat down and I told my husband, this is the things I want. And so we rode and drove and looked in the newspaper till I found what I wanted. I know I did not want, I don't know about Texas, but in Florida, we have like, what do you call these things? I call them humps in the ground, but they are wells and they have this big mound. I didn't want to live anywhere where I had that. I wanted city water. Yeah. I didn't want a garage that opened to the front because I hate to drive down the street and see where cars supposed to be is just full of junk. I didn't want that. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted brick. I wanted a 3-car garage. That's what I wanted. So we drove and did until we found what we wanted. We have to go a little ways to get here. Yeah. But it's what we wanted. We had it built, Right. I love it. So I don't care what anybody says, They said, well, you have to go drive so far to get to your house. I said, but I live the same distance from you that you live from me. If you want to come on by. Come on. Isn't that the truth? You are welcome. You can come by.
Hey, I'm not going to mess up my place to have you to feel comfortable.
Nope. No, I'm not. My bed's going to be made. My floor is going to be swept. Hey, but you're comfortable. You can lay on my couch and take a nap. You can do whatever. This is a house where we are hospitable at our house, but it's our home. We love it. So, hey. Nice. And the last one is you deserve to be happy. Happy, yeah. Just think about all the years when you didn't have, or you didn't know, or you had it and you didn't know how to get it. You didn't know how to invest. You didn't know how to go on a job and do what you were supposed to do. You wanted to go on the job and chit chat and tell your boss what you wasn't going to do. Well, my job description, time your boss asks you to do something. Well, my job description says, but did you not remember it says, and anything requested by management?
Come on, bow.
Okay. There's some things you have to do, but when you have done those things and you can do what you want to do, you don't have to get permission from anybody. You deserve to be happy. Do it. Wow. Just do it. It doesn't matter. Fly where you want to, travel where you want to, live where you want to. Yeah. When I was going, my son gave us the trip to see the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was like, well, I want you to stay in a hotel that's 5-star, blah, blah, blah. Hey, okay, fine.
Yeah, come on, right?
My husband said, well, why do we have to stay that one? Well, this is what Chris said. It's nice. It's near the stadium. We don't have transportation. It's near restaurants. So this is where we're going to stay.
Let's do this.
Very nice. We enjoyed it, Nice. And I was happy.
And you deserve to be happy.
Yes, I deserve that. Even though the Steelers didn't win, I deserved it.
Come on, right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, that's really what it's all about. You got to know you deserve to be happy. You got to know that you're meant for greater things. Some people would have said, "Oh, I'm not going to stay in a hotel like that." Those people in those hotels, they charge you for every little thing, the little water and everything. No. You deserve greater. And I like this one too. Stop playing small. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go to town and watch the game and stay close to the stadium. I love it. I love it. You don't need permission for that. And I love it. Ms. Deborah, you said, my home is built to accommodate, but I'm not going to mess up my home to try to make nobody feel some kind of way. I like what I got.
That's right.
As we prepare to close, give our closing remarks, challenge those who are watching, and encourage them to get your book. You have a phenomenal book out, Build Your Best Life. Tell them how they can get your book. Also, closing remarks.
All right. Thank you again, Coach, for giving me this opportunity to be on here. But I love these conversations, just real talk about real topics, and it helps so much. And thank you for your mentorship. I have my platform is Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith, and my objective is to assist high school age and young adult males as they go through life. Not only do they have those things that have occurred to them during their life, but they have those issues that society brings as well. But guess what? Their past, not their today, does not dictate their future. So my objective is to teach them basic principles that will assist them in building their best life. And so my platform, I do 3 live broadcasts each week, as well as I post Monday through Friday on all venues of social media. So if you visit my website at www.buildyourbestlife.org, it's www.buildyourbestlife.org. You can get all of that information. As well, you can see my calendar of events. You can see the services that I offer, which is consultations, coaching, speaking, webinar speaking. As well, you can get a copy of my autographed copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. And it's about your life, your actions, and your credibility. This book, it will really help you. It will help every age that can read. When I tell you, it has something for everyone. So if you don't have your copy, please visit my website and order your autographed copy. You will get it quickly. I have them in stock. If you prefer the Kindle version, you can get that on Amazon.com as well. But I love working with young people. It is my passion. I love it. So please visit my website, join some of my lives, put up notifications so you will know when I am on live. And just follow me to help someone to build their best lives.
Love it. Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, get your copy, get a signed copy. Go to our website today and check it out. Also, as she mentioned, if you're looking for a speaker, Coach Deborah Smith is available virtual and in person. Now, in person will cost you. You know, you're going to have to pay and to cover the cost, right? In person will cost you. Virtual won't cost you as much as in person. But I love what God's doing in your life, and I'm excited about this season. And now that the country and the world is opening back up to a big extent, we're excited about your Build Your Best Life going into schools and organizations and churches and so forth to help our young men, colleges and so forth. There's just so much the future has for this message that you're carrying to the next generation. So thank you for all that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Standard. We're here on YouTube having the best of conversation that centers around practical truth that can help you change your life for the better. That's really what it's all about. If one thought could have been expressed that freed you from something that was weighing you down for decades, guess what? This would have been the best hour of your life. Okay? It would have been one of the best hours of your life. And so thank you for joining us. Coach Deborah, you're amazing. Until next time, everyone, have a good night.
Bye-bye.